Welcome to Lakewood's very own show, where we feature locally owned and operated businesses. Have you taken a look at your energy bill lately? Have you wondered maybe how you might be able to reduce that bill even further? Well, local business The Learning Source did just that and found a way to save thousands of dollars on their bill every year. Let's find out how they did it, coming up next on KLTV8's Lakewood Open for Business. Hi there.
Hi.
You must be Susan.
I am. You must be Mike.
I am. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Boy, this place brings back a lot of memories.
Yes. You came here when you were a child.
I did. I did. It's pretty incredible. What is The Learning Source and what's your mission?
The Learning Source is a nonprofit organization. We were founded in 1964 to provide literacy and workforce development training opportunities for adults and families. We were founded as a direct result of the Civil Rights Act.
And tell me some of the things you do here. I know that you've been pretty instrumental in helping people get their GED.
Yes, in our history of our organization, we've helped over 80,000 people either improve their basic literacy skills, get their GED, and learn to speak English. This past year, we had over 700 GED graduates in the program.
Wow. And I'd have to think that the opportunities for people that come out of this program are probably a lot greater than before they enter.
They really are. Without a high school diploma or the basic skills to perform in a job in this economy, it's really difficult for someone to support a family or themselves. So when they leave here, we can help them get into community college or a vocational school, or simply have the credentials they need to perhaps get a promotion or get that first good job.
This building is really incredible. A lot of people will remember this. This is the old Villa Italia Library. And how did The Learning Source get the building?
It was donated to us in 2000 when the new Belmar Library opened. The building and the property belonged to Jefferson County and Bonfils Stanton Foundation, and so they offered it to us. The community wanted the building to be used for something to do with families because it had such a strong history, and I mean everyone came to here as a child with the library. So they asked us if we would be willing to accept the property and do programming for the community here. So we did that and opened a family literacy program, and we have over 100 families a week who come in here to learn to speak English and help to make their kids successful in school.
Well, I can imagine with this building being as old as it is, probably from the 60s, if I remember correctly, it wasn't really energy efficient. I remember being cold in here sometimes and hot other times. What did you have to do to really improve the energy efficiency?
Well, I mistakenly believed that the building, because it was brick, was energy efficient. What I've learned in the last few years is that with no insulation in the building to speak of, it had what they call an R3 thermal insulating value. For comparison, we were using the utilities of a 50-unit apartment building in an 11,000 square foot building. So we were spending $35,000 a year on utilities, and that's money I'd rather spend in our programs in the community. We also had a lot of work to do on the building. It needed a new HVAC system, the heating and air conditioning system, and it needed a new roof. And so we had decisions to make about how to approach that.
The impact of this really wasn't just a one-time deal. There was really sort of a ripple effect from this, wasn't there?
No, when we started this, I thought I was doing a construction project that would end a year ago. Now we partner with Red Rocks Community College in actually teaching and developing the commercial energy auditing class. We go in and we help the students and have developed the curriculum on the business side of this and the soft skills portion. And Red Rocks bring in the technical aspects, and it's really developing into a strong program, because we see this as it's a whole new career. Not everyone can afford, a couple $100s an hour for some of the higher end consultants out there, but there's a real need with small business for energy coaches. And so we're creating energy coaches who can come in at $30 or $40 an hour and run a viable business in helping you figure out how to save energy and save money and improve your bottom line as a small business.
So you really were able to expand your mission.
Our mission has always included helping people become successful in the family, the community, and the workplace. What we've done with this program is taken what used to be part of our GED and ESL program, which was some basic job skills, and we've added a division where we're focusing exclusively on job training and workforce development.
Susan, who are some of the key people that helped you achieve this?
We have a number of them here today, and we're really excited because I was told by a number of professionals in the field that what we were trying to do here couldn't be done, and this particular group of people pulled it off, and it's very exciting to get to work with them and to continue to work with them.
Hi, I'm Mike.
Well, hi there, Mike. I'm Ron.
Hey, Ron, how you doing?
Okay, nice to meet you.
Good to meet you, too. I hear you're the guy that can tell me about the Greening Lakewood Business Partnership. What is that all about?
Well, what it is, we've got a group of entities around Lakewood. That would be the Alameda Gateway Community Association, Red Rocks Community College, and the Learning Source. And as a team, we work together to do energy efficiency education in the neighborhood. It started really basically because of solving some problems at the Learning Source. So the Learning Source is having real serious problems with high energy costs, and they're pretty excessive. They actually equal a 50-unit apartment building. They got together, did basically an analysis of the building, and then you show our construction and so forth, and show our architecture design, and pulled together a system approach to looking at the building. And from that, they were able to bring it all together and get a very efficient building.
It sounds like a real complicated process, so I assume that you really do need to have a lot of partners that know what they're doing in something like this.
In the beginning, the way things were looked at, it was just kind of a siloed approach. Somebody says, just put a bigger HVAC. Spend some more money, you might get results, you might not. This partnership takes the system approach and does a much better job of the whole thing.
Ron, so what were the steps that the Learning Source had to implement in terms to make these changes to realize this energy consumption savings?
Occupant behavior, turning the lights off in places there was nobody at. Actually, we've hooked up some kilowatt meters and so forth to check the energy use on banks of computers that are just sitting there idle. See? So they're running, but there's no people using them. Okay, and some other pieces of equipment, lights and such around the place. Now on the building, okay, I'm going to mention a few features. Up here you'll see some solar tubes. The solar tubes basically use sunlight to bring in light and then disperse it. There's even dimmers set up to adjust that. So if it's real bright out and you want to just calm it down and so forth. So that's, once it's invested, it's zero energy use. There's a bank of solar panels up here on this section of the roof, and then that can just feed back into the system. And then originally this was an R3 building, just pure brick. The EIFS that's placed on the exterior here is an R30. Okay, so that's a huge change. The new steel roof that was placed on here also has the EIFS to make that an R30 as well. So the whole building envelope is an R30.
Wow, an R30 from an R3, I would assume that that's an improvement. What exactly is an R rating?
An R rating, it just has to do with the amount of insulation or the ability to reduce heat transfer through a wall or whatever, ceiling, roof, and such. So I'll give you an example. In a lot of homes, the code, I believe, is an R15 in certain walls. And so that's that nice pink insulation that everybody sees all the time, kind of familiar with. And this EIFS, which is a 4-inch thick piece of, it looks like styrofoam, but it's not exactly that. And there's an R7 per inch. So you got the 4x7, 28, and then you've got another R3 that existed prior to that. So that's where the R30 comes in.
Wow, not only is it good for the economy, but it's good for the ecology, it's good for the community. It really does create a lot of win-win situations, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, that small business, they see it in their bottom line and do whatever they want to do with it, okay? Keeps them afloat. Again, as you mentioned, the economy, money stays in the economy, gets reinvested, and all this, so there's...
Hi, I'm Mike.
Hi, Mike. Ed Hagewood. I'm instructor of record for Red Rocks Community College for the Commercial Building Energy Evaluation course. And I'd like to spend a few minutes this morning showing you part of what we do in the energy evaluation to make buildings more energy efficient.
Great.
Mike, what we have here is a thermal scan or infrared camera. If you'll attach it to your wrist, because they're a very expensive item, so we don't want to lose the camera without losing your arm. What we were going to do now is look at the temperature differential between the inside of the building and the outside of the building. Our job is to maintain a temperature difference between outside and inside. And what we do with this camera is look at spots where that temperature is entering the building at a rate greater than what would be the most efficient. So Mike, as an example, I want to show you in this commercial building the wall vent that allows the air in the building to exit, so we always keep the air fresh. Now in commercial buildings, this is a mandatory requirement. So if we'll point the camera up at the top of the wall and kind of center in that, you can see the surrounding area is much cooler. The bright yellow is the warmest part. That's where the dampers are exposed to the outside air.
They even give you the temperature up here.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
What works in our advantage here is that the air is leaving the building through these dampers. So when they're closed, nothing's coming in, and currently fresh air is leaving, so we're continuously changing the air in the building so it's fresh. Mike, what we're doing now, we've moved to a different part of the building, and we're going to take the infrared camera and shoot the supply air coming in to indicate in this diffuser what the air temperature is coming in, and you can see the differential. We're working at a temperature considerably less than what we saw up there. And as we move down, if you take the camera and move down toward the window, you can see the infiltration rate increase as we get down toward the window.
Oh yeah. Ed, this reminds me of the movie Predator, where the alien was able to sort of see everything thermally. It's sort of the same concept, isn't it?
It is. It allows you to recognize through temperature differential where something is hiding from you.
And I noticed on these solar tubes, these things are like extremely bright, but they don't give much of a heat profile.
And that's the magic in having that, is that you get all the lumens you need for learning in this environment without any of the heat energy, because if you shoot a light fixture, you'll see that it's running 250, 300 degrees. And that heat has to be dealt with by the air conditioning system. So, you know, one of the things that we try to do is not do heating and air conditioning at the same time. Now, you don't think of a light fixture as a heating element, but it really is adding heat to the indoor environment, and we have to take that heat out.
Personally, this has to be very rewarding for you, knowing that not only are you helping the economy and the ecology and the community, but you're really changing people's lives, aren't you?
It's very near and dear to my heart, because we have a relationship with Veterans for Green Jobs, and so beside the people that we have in the program now, helping veterans transfer from where they've been to this green technology and a green job is a very important thing for me.
I can tell you love teaching.
I do. It's my way of paying it forward. I've been very blessed so far.
Hi there, you must be Deacon.
I am.
Hey, Deacon, I'm Mike.
Hi, Mike. I heard you were coming by.
Yeah, I love the cowboy hat.
Oh, thanks. My friends know me as the Comfort Cowboy because that's all I talk about.
Really? The
Yeah.
Comfort Cowboy.
Yeah.
That's a good handle.
Yeah, and I grew up in Wyoming, so it's kind of a fitting title, I suppose.
Absolutely. So what are you guys doing here?
Well, Mallory and I are here. We're actually setting up a set of commercial doors. Wow. And so we're going to be pressure testing this building today.
Boy, you energy coaches have all kinds of cool toys.
You know we do. This is by far one of our most valuable tools. This is the one that helps us to figure out how much air leakage a building has. So we're going to go ahead and do a test on this building and figure out where we're starting from so that we know what we need to do in order to control the energy flow in and out of this building. Go ahead and type in 20, 20, and then hit enter. And that's going to bring the fan to life. So those will start ramping up for us. And then I want you to hit the button right here that says jog hold. Keep increasing it until you get maybe 65% capacity down here. And that'll get us pretty close to a starting point. What we've done, Mike, is we've basically adjusted these things down to where we're holding the building at 75 pascals of pressure. My fans will adjust to the pressure changes in the building.
Keep it at that level.
To keep it right at 75. So that way I can hear whether or not there's somebody going in and out. I know if I can take true data points on this system. So Mike, just to give you kind of a visual idea, some of the holes that we found in this building when we originally tested, we had 3 foot by 5 foot holes in the upper section of the building, and we had 8 air changes per hour. Wow. Imagine all this air changing every hour 8 times. So watch your tissue. I'm going to open this door and show you what it looked like.
Okay. Whoa. Boy, that's strong. Deacon, what was your role in this partnership?
Well, I'm kind of an anomaly. I'm what most people would call a building scientist, and I'm just crazy enough to not be afraid of just about anything. So I'm a volunteer. I've been helping Red Rocks now for about 2 years develop a commercial energy auditing program. There's not a lot of standards out there for commercial energy audits because most people are focusing on residential. And so I've had the luxury of kind of playing here at Red Rocks, and the Learning Source was nice enough to let us use their building as a living classroom.
So a lot of people, when they drive up and see a building, they see just kind of a coal structure with 4 walls and a roof. Well, you see something totally different, don't you?
Absolutely. I see a home, I see a business, I see a place where people are getting security from the elements. If I can help people understand that their buildings can be comfortable first, efficient second, and make sure that all along the way we're safe and we're not causing any building durability problems, then I've done my job.
What's it like seeing the people that occupy this building and then the result of the improvement for efficiency and comfort? What's it like for you personally to see their reaction?
You know, that's probably why I get up every day. I find it so rewarding for people to be able to live in a building or occupy a building and know that they are not impacting their environment, but yet being comfortable at the same time. Susan, the director here, was telling me that they lost their heating system for 5 days this past winter, and they didn't even notice it until about the 5th or 6th day because the temperature only dropped a couple of degrees.
That's incredible.
That's the way buildings should work.
Just like Ben Franklin said, a penny saved is a penny earned. And every penny that the Learning Source saves goes right back into our local economy. Now it's our turn. Thanks for watching KLTV8's Lakewood, Open for Business.